We are live. All right, now it's just waiting for people to pop on. Let's see what we got on TikTok. By the way, good to see all of you. Good to see all of your faces and have you here. I feel like besides Kentucky, it's been forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have texted here and there a little bit, but I mean, I haven't seen you in about a year now. It's been a while.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite a full year because the last time I saw you was SDCC, not RSC year one. Because you also attend SDCC and we do as
Yeah.
well for rebelscum.com. And we will be as well this year, as far as I'm aware. But that's not what we're here to talk about today.
No, we're geeking out. Oh, geez. Okay, we are live. Click to watch live. Perfect. All right. Hey. See people in the chat there. We got our TikTok people going. Yeah, and we're getting our Instagram people, and it's going live other places too. But
Good.
These are the chats that I see. So just to go down the line, just kind of introduce everybody. So these are some of my Rebel Scum Con friends. But now you're just friends now. But we've got from the look of it, we've got up here, we've got Kentucky, and then and then we got.
I was trying to pull up the live, but I didn't want it, so I was muted because I wanted to make sure I'm muted before I and then you introduced me. I'm like,
perfect introduction. Yeah. Wait, Kentucky. There we are. Oh, we've got everybody here. We got the whole fam. Look at that.
What's up?
Yep, Josh is here too.
Making an appearance. We got the entire crew now. Now it's complete. Temporarily, yeah. How you doing, Josh?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. And of course, next to Josh, we got Bobby.
Hello.
Which you'll see in a lot of Rebel Scum Con videos. Bobby,
one or two. Yeah.
Bobby often is on the one or two. And of course, we got Dante, the man behind the keyboard for a lot of socials for.
Guy in a chair.
Guy in the chair.
Right. Don't look behind the curtain. How's he doing?
So first off, it's great to have you all here. And first off, Rebel Scum Con, could we just give the date and location for a moment for everybody that's out there?
Of course. The dates is August 8th through the 10th, 2025 at the Frisco Conference Center this year. So both the dates have moved up to a couple of months. Oh, you're already heading out. Okay.
He had his appearance, his guest appearance.
We moved up from a couple of months, and then we also moved locations. We moved from Allen to Frisco. So if you're looking for us in Allen in August, you're not going to find us in Allen in August. No, you're in the wrong spot. You want to go to the Frisco Conference Center. Now, all of this information is also on Rebel Scum Conventions with an S.com, as well as all of our social media. But you want to go there for other reasons too, because we've got tons and tons of Star Wars celebrity guests that aren't just actors and actresses, but some of them could be famous Lucasfilm artists.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them could be famous set and prop makers or set builders themselves. Some of them are some of the fine folks over at Kenner and more. There are many awesome Star Wars celebrity guests in their own right coming to Rebel Scum Con year 2 and ancillary events. We have after parties officially this year. It was something we were trying to do on year 1, but we have one on Friday at 8 with the Bunta Eve after party at the Rebel. And then we have another one we're going to talk a little bit about later tonight on Saturday after we're done having a bite to eat with our official dinner partner, Uncle Julio's, Saturday night.
So like backstory, so last year was the first Rebel Scum Con. And having been to a lot of conventions, I will say a lot of conventions, they feel like they're like produced in a factory, right? Like there's no like heart, there's no personality. It just feels like, hey, we put together a convention and we just people show up for the vendors. But like for Rebel Scum Con, like last year, it felt like a family. And that to me is like why I have them all here. Like I'm not just gonna like bring people on just because, but like I felt like I was being like inducted into like the Rebel Scum like family, and it just oh, hello there, by the way. Some people in the chat saying hello there. Oh, sorry, General Kenobi. You are a bold one. Yeah, so and just being kind of like a part of that family, and it felt like that no matter what like era you were in or who you were talking to. And that to me, I think, is like the heart of really putting together like a Star Wars convention or a family, is like you start with that kind of found family, and you grow from there, which I think is something that is a rarity these days, because I think everybody's just trying to make a dime on this, as opposed to like putting their heart into an event, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was definitely. That was the vibe we were really going for when we started like brainstorming on how we would want to have our own convention, because we go to conventions all the time. And about a year before, maybe 2 years, maybe a year and a half before RSC, we kind of converted from just attending cons like we normally would do and cover them for the website, and really became like doing R&D. Like, okay, I don't really like that. And we always have everyone has like, things that they love and don't love about, shows that they go to. And we were just, we're just being, I guess the word is, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word, but we were kind of just stealing from everyone, the best parts of theirs. And then, taking the things that we didn't like and say, that's cool, we can leave those out.
Yeah. And like last year, one of the big features, of course, like Ahmed Best was a featured guest last year, but you had like a prequels panel, and over the last few years, there's been like a lot of anniversaries of things, right? Like,
yeah.
And quite honestly, like having been to some of these events and seen some of these panels, they've been fairly pathetic in other places. Well, underwhelming, I guess is really because even like Celebration, no offense if you're watching Celebration, like they didn't really put, a lot of people haven't put stock into some of this stuff, but like the people like having the panels at Rebel Scum last year, like Ahmed Best was like on par with everything that he was saying. Like he was
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the videos that were posted of Ahmed from that weekend went viral on the interwebs. Yeah,
I think it was kind of, well, since he hadn't been in the convention scene for so long, and we were like the first real show that he came back to. Like we were the first ones out there with these fun stories, because he was ready to like really talk about it and kind of give his experiences of it, because it wasn't great when it was coming out, like the treatment of him and whatnot. So now he's being fully embraced and everyone loves him, which I mean, most of us didn't have any issues with him to begin with, but we got these amazing stories on where he came from, how he came to be, and some of the fun stuff on set that was happening. And like it was kind of funny in Japan, like seeing some Ahmed interviews, and it's like, oh yeah, I know this story. I heard the story last year. Like it was kind of fun.
Shout out to Nilda listens in Instagram. That I see she's saying that Ahmed was the kindest soul, and yeah, very very much, just like so sweet to everybody. One of the interesting things, because you were talking about like after parties early on, is the crazy thing like with that is that you would the con would happen, then afterwards like you go down, like you have a drink at the hotel or something, and like then you're just having like a drink with like Darth Vader and Snoke and like a Jedi and a bounty hunter. You're just hanging out with that full stack.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just about anywhere this year, because we had like a handful of some pretty good restaurants like right across from the venue last year. And there's several all around the venue this year.
Yeah.
So it really could be anywhere at all. Because there are so many good options. And there's a few others we're working with too.
Yeah. We kind of, like last year, it was kind of, we kind of had to kind of fight with the hotel a little bit to make sure they stayed open. Even Saturday night, they were going to close up at like 11. And they're like, okay, cool, last call. I'm like, the bar is full. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you not like money? Because you like
Right.
our money. I'm like,
Right.
like everyone wants to hang out, and we weren't in like the best place to be able to just walk across the street to somewhere. Like it would have been a little bit of a travel, and you know, and we didn't want to take that risk anymore with hotel bars because they love closing at like 11 o'clock.
Which
So,
was also ironic considering they were so adamant about not letting in any outside food or drink at all. Like, no, don't let anything else in. We'll feed and serve everybody.
Yeah.
Until we want to stop.
Yeah.
But don't let anyone else in. Like, we'll feed all of you.
Yeah. So
until the clock says we're done.
So now in Frisco, we have like the largest mall in Dallas. Well, I mean the second largest after the Galleria is like literally across the street.
Yeah.
The across the street one direction, across the street the other direction, there's two separate hotels that have partnered with us to give us like good rates for attendees. So it's kind of like there's a really good kind of circumference of the area that we have covered. There's tons of different places to eat. Like I said, the shopping mall as well. There's a lot going on right there in that area, so it's kind of cool.
So diving into this year, the first person I want to talk about is Sam Witwer, one of your headline people. So for those that may or may not know Sam, longtime Star Wars legend, starting off with being Starkiller in the Force Unleashed games. Came into Clone Wars first, not as Maul, but as the Son in the Mortis trilogy. So came in as the Son, and then they were like, "Hey, we like what you're doing. Could you do Darth Maul?" And then, of course, has been Darth Maul since then. But like, shows up in cameos that you wouldn't even know. Like he was the shore trooper that like helped arrest Andor in Andor. Like, he's just such like, and he is
he was the voice, right? He was.
Was he the voice or was he the
recording? He was like the recording for Andor when he was listening to like his alias too, from what I've seen.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Like when he was on, like when he was being sentenced or something.
He was going to Gorman for the first time, as the artist.
And Sam is one of those people that can out nerd Dave Filoni.
Yes. That video is so viral. It comes up literally every time I open my phone. And I have to watch it.
And so in finding out that like Sam was going to be at RSC, and like first off, like I've met Sam like a couple celebrations ago, briefly, so briefly, but like he's just one of those people that I would just love to sit down and nerd out with. Like it's like, can we be best friends yet?
He's one of the few that is pretty. I mean, because I know there's some guests out there that are like, all right, I've seen him once, cool, that's what I got. But I feel like Sam, you kind of have to, if you get a chance to meet him every single time, you should, because I feel like it's something a little different every time. So this is what I've been hearing from a lot of people.
He's like the yang to like Ashley's Ying. Like I think those are like two of like the guests that it doesn't matter where they are, how many times they're there. It's like, yep, I got to go see Ashley again. Yep, I got to go Sam. I got to see Sam.
I got to talk to Vanessa Marshall last week, and she was talking about being in the recording with Sam and just seeing like Ezra in between like Sam, like basically like Maul and Kanan, and like how basically like he set it up like that. So like essentially Sam was trying to convert Ezra to his side, but like Taylor, the actor, trying to convince him to come over because Taylor didn't know that much about Star Wars, and they wanted to keep it that way. Like he learned more like as it came on, but he didn't grow up with it. And like Dave was like, "Perfect. I don't want you to know anything because that's perfect for Ezra."
That's good.
And so like, and so Taylor's like looking over, like, "Hey, Sam's making some good points here."
which is like kind of legitimate for like, you know, like the way the dark side is to an adolescent.
Yeah. And so being at Celebration, it feels like 10 years ago or last week, I'm not sure what it was, but in April this year. And of course, like, you know, you're waiting for the big announcements for everything, and then they make the big announcement of like, because I got to be so I had like a Jedi Master Pass, so I was like in the third row, and then freaking like Sam Witwer comes out as they announce like the Maul Shadow Lord, and getting to see the trailer, and he's like, play it again or whatever he said. And just having him there with that, and like the animation style looks sick. It looks like crazy good.
Yeah, it was late for Texas time. It was like 2 a.m. I was like, oh, brother, I'm about to just pack it up, you know.
That was the one I missed, too. That was the one panel I missed.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what we were doing. I think we had a photo op at the same time, so I missed the animation panel, and I was kind of bummed about it. And then when that came out, I was like, no!
And I promise, we had no prior knowledge that he was going to be in
no one told us
starring
anything,
role of a show, let alone be the starring role of his show.
Yeah.
You know, we were not expecting that at all. Nobody gave us any kind of winks or, hey, when Celebration's coming out, you know, be on the lookout. None of that.
I mean, I had a wink as the booker and
you did?
The person speaking to the agent, but I didn't have. It wasn't that. I was told they were like, well, you should be really happy that you got Sam because his rate's going up, and you'll find out at Celebration. And I was like, oh. I'm like,
we were thinking.
So is he going to be is he the son in Ahsoka? And they kind of hinted like they're like, like she kind of led me on to that. So like so I was expecting to see Sam at the Ahsoka panel. I was expecting that to be the big reveal at Celebration. Yeah. And then I missed the animation panel, and that happened. I was like,
we assumed that the announcement that we were getting at Celebration was going to be, the son's going to be in season 2 of Ahsoka, kind of like we all expect because we all saw the statues.
Yeah.
So, and, I mean, we all know what we were looking at. We were looking right at the sun statue. We know what's calling to Balin at the end of season 1 of Ahsoka.
And it's time for Sam to be live action. I mean, he was the likeness of the sun. He was the likeness of Starkiller. It was just as easy a transition as it was for Katie, to go from Clone Wars to Mandalorian. I mean, I would think.
I mean, Sam deserves live action. At this point, like
more than anyone.
He didn't even expect to go into voice acting. Like he's just an actor. I mean, all the voice actors are pretty much that. But to get Sam in live action, I will say though, if it is the son and we do get the son in live action, I would like him to be make up just enough so he could do a different live action some other time. Because in Star Wars,
I want it to be that heavy, almost Powin, but with Sam face style. I mean, I want it to be pretty much exactly like animation. Put him in a bald cap, give him the Uta Powin style makeup, and make him just recognizable enough so we can see those prominent cheekbones that he has and know it's him. And then that's all I need, and to hear that Sam voice, and that's all I need to know that it's really him there as a son. But come on, we all know, right? Come on, Dave. We all know. Yeah, you're not surprising anyone pleasantly, but you're not surprising anyone. We know. Just tell us already. Just show us the concept art that we know you drew in Office. Please,
listen,
Filoni.
Yeah, but you know what? But I would almost rather I don't even care if you show me or not. But
rip the Band-Aid off. I want to see it.
But just make sure it's him. I don't want anyone else in it. As long as it's Sam, I'll wait for the reveal of that episode.
I can't wait for season 2 of Ahsoka. Yeah. I am so excited.
I was just making a video about this before. So I mean, the rest of you look for a video of Abeloth this weekend. But I went through a bunch of Legends books recently, and that Fate of the Jedi is one of them. And for those that don't know, Fate of the Jedi came out just a little bit after the Clone Wars Mortis story arc came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they used some of the Mortis story arc to create this character Abeloth.
The crazy stepmom.
Yeah. Craziest
stepmom ever.
Yeah. and as we know, Dave is a huge Legends fan. So the fact that he was around for the Mortis gods being created, and the statues pointing to something and somebody being called, that is straight up everything says Abeloth or the mother.
Yeah. Now, do you put anything in the rumors? Do you kind of think the rumor mill is onto something there?
It could be. I mean, Star Weirds are a thing.
I mean,
You
but
know,
I mean,
Star
I mean, for the
Wars
casting
is
is
still
what I was
canon.
going for.
Oh, casting.
Like, do you think?
Oh,
By
casting.
anything
Sorry.
to that casting, like that rumor that was out there, that fan theory that it's it's Natalie possibly.
Oh,
That would be super weird.
okay. I know which.
It would be weird. It would definitely be weird, but I don't. It would really depend on how much they're really integrating Hayden this season.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would love to have Natalie back.
Sure.
I would love to have Natalie back with someone who can direct actors.
Yeah.
give Natalie a chance.
And write dialogue.
No offense, George Lucas says he's not good at directing actors. George Lucas, but like to give Natalie, like having Hayden back and giving Hayden like a more of a chance to develop like Anakin. I mean, we're getting Hayden back with season 2 anyway.
We are.
As well,
yeah.
Like get the band back together.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I almost want to defend Hayden a little bit there. Like I think he played, in the prequels, he played the role perfectly. He was a confused teenager.
I agree.
No, for me that's more it's not Hayden in the prequels itself. It's really just that there are like in the writing of it, I think there were kind of like gaps of Anakin's development. Like we get some of it in the Clone Wars, but there were gaps in the development that I would love to have seen.
Sure.
And like he got a chance with like Obi-Wan and stuff like that to actually do some of that, which I think really like rounds out the performance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree there. And it's kind of weird. Like, let's just imagine a world that Clone Wars didn't exist. It's like it's like, man, Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith is like, there was so many holes there. That it was like
3 years worth.
It's so hard to imagine now without where do we put our minds without the Clone Wars, like for them to actually tell some of those stories for us.
But I'll thank you that, and then I'll raise you all of the in-between era for the 20 years of Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope, because then there's Solo, all of Andor, Kenobi. Rogue One, Rebels. Yeah, like there's so much more there.
yeah.
Shout out to Obi-Shan. I see Obi-Shan in the a Rebel Scum friend. Shout out to all of you out there. Oh yeah, no, I see Nilda saying Bryce Dallas Howard can direct a Padme return.
Oh, that would be cool,
right?
Yeah. I'm definitely a fan of Bryce. I would love to see some more of her in
I feel like Bryce Dallas Howard or Deborah. I feel like Deborah could do a really good job with that. I really liked what she did with Kenobi. Me personally.
I always feel like when I first saw Kenobi and every rewatch, I always think that's a show that is going to age well. I think it's going to be a show that like fans like go back, because it was the show where everybody had too many expectations of what they wanted going into it.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be essentially kind of like what happened with the prequels with a lot of the fandom, is that they're gonna be embracing it because it has all their favorite characters. It has some amazing like Obi-Wan Vader moments. I mean, you get like the little Leia just kicking ass.
And like there's so much of the audio from the final duel alone is used in some incredible edits by some very, very talented fans out there. A lot of great content has come out of Kenobi, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, and I think we're going to be eating well with because of that. Continuing on, I know people have like been wondering about like a season 2. I'm okay with them not.
I'm okay with where it is.
Like where do you go from Vader?
I don't.
Well, I know, because you can't go back to that again.
Yeah.
Right. Like how many times does Obi-Wan not get to beat Vader, or like because he did beat Vader before it's kind of
here. Give me the next Tales of Obi-Wan, but it's with Qui-Gon, Force Ghost kind of guiding him through it. That's all I need.
Right.
Give me the 15 minute things.
Maybe an adventure with Luke. Cut to Leia once in a while, but don't really focus on Leia much, like they did with season 1, where they didn't focus on Luke very much. Maybe make it more about him. Maybe Luke gets snatched by a Tusken Raider tribe, and Obi has to help Owen deal with. Like maybe they're on like a journey through the desert together, getting to know each other a little bit better. But then by the end, they agree to, all right, let's really keep each other separate. Like Obi-Wan finally sees and it decides to respect Owen's wishes, at least until A New Hope. And,
I don't know, man. I can't see.
I don't know.
It from A New Hope, and then basically just from like just that traumatic experience where Reva at the end of Obi-Wan to A New Hope, like Luke seems like he led like a cookie cutter, like life. Like he was just a angsty teenager. Like, man, I just want to go buy some power converters, and like I want to race my T16. Like he seemed like there was no.
He wasn't hardened yet.
Yeah.
He was, even with Reva, he was knocked out for most of it, right? Like if I'm remembering that correctly. So
he wasn't.
Yeah,
so he doesn't really remember it.
I don't think he has any PTSD.
Yeah,
I think
for a kid, it's like, oh, don't worry about it. It was just a dream. Just go back to sleep. So he was pretty sheltered throughout.
Yeah, but you can see that in A New Hope, where it's like Luke's like just starry-eyed and everything's cool, and Leia's like hardened. Like Leia's already been through it,
In one of the books, it's Yoda didn't want to train Luke. Yoda wanted to train Leia.
Yep.
Oh,
but Obi-Wan was like, no, it's Luke. Luke's the one. But Yoda's like, I don't know, Leia. Leia's the one. And in the end, it ended up being both of them. But yeah,
Ben chose Luke though. Looking back with what we know of the lore, because of his sheltered and childlike wonder, I think, because he was the closest thing to the adolescence of what they would have like with a youngling.
Yep.
And didn't grow up with too much attachment. I mean, aside from his aunt and uncle, who he was trying to get away from the whole time anyway, and then like 5 seconds ago, he was only not leaving with Obi-Wan because they were still alive, and then once they were gone, he was like, well, I guess I'm free to go.
All right.
That's not how he said it, but that was straight up.
It's a very simplified version.
I'm good. Like, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Went up and smoked.
So.
All right. Well, guess I'm not grounded anymore.
Right. Like,
house is on fire.
I mean, so like
next season,
he was the closest to that malleable mind that the Jedi Order would kindle from very early on with the younglings, because that's part of why they started at such a young age, is kids' minds are easier to mold.
Indoctrination factory.
I didn't want to use that word, but
I mean,
yes,
it is. I mean, we've kind of, with the Acolyte, we've kind of been brought down the road of, the Jedi aren't necessarily always like the benevolent, really good guys. That's, it's
we had already been
kind of gray.
On that.
But I mean,
that was like a straight up in your face. Like it was kind of like in between the lines, but then that one was like bang.
They also
like,
brushed
finally.
on Clone Wars a bit.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Oh yeah,
there was always like little teases and glimpses of it, but a whole season of just something like
right.
Jedi.
It was a whole season of controversy versus just like little bits here and there, and maybe just. I know some fans were looking forward to seeing that, but not every fan was ready for that.
No, not ready for it.
Speaking of Clone Wars, I want to talk about next guest, Katie Sackhoff. Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan. So as you know, Katie Sackhoff, like Battlestar Galactica fame, and of course,
Another Life
is in Another Life. I know, and is the voice of Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars. But then, of course, obviously, when you see her in live action as Bo-Katan, you're like, oh, she was made for that.
Yeah,
like straight up made for that. So getting like Bo-Katan in season 2 of Mando, oh my god, that was one of the besides Luke, was one of the more exciting like cameos to have with that.
Talking about characters in the past, you know how like we used to joke about how some characters in media never change their outfits.
Yeah,
Bo-Katan did not change her fit for about
Mandalorians. I'm telling you,
forever.
From her armor is the same from Clone Wars until season 3 of Mandalorian, when a Shriek Hawk knocks a pauldron off, and then she has to get a new one. She
Yeah,
finally
it's like,
changed
damn
her
it.
outfit a little bit.
Yeah, just one pauldron though.
Once.
But yeah.
When that happened, every cosplayer out there was like, "Son of a."
30 years.
Ah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I gotta make a new pauldron.
But Katie, I mean, Katie, like, just like seeing Katie in how she talked, just seems like the sweetest human being. And I haven't got a chance to meet Katie, and that's something I'm looking forward to at RSC Rebel Scum Con. But like, Katie just seems like just one of those like bright lights in the universe.
Yeah, I think we're kind of. I think well, season 1, but season 2 was kind of full of that. I mean, kind of. When Bo-Katan came into live action, it kind of opened the door for everyone to be like, oh my god, we can have anyone like live action. And then we ended up with Ahsoka a few episodes later, and then eventually Luke. So I mean, that just on that side of the life, talking about the live action part, but about the actress, about Katie, I agree with you completely there. And this will be my first time meeting her too, so I really can't wait. But I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Emily. Emily seems very similar to like being like a super friendly, super awesome person, like just from watching her on Instagram and stuff. So I'm kind of really stoked to meet both of them for the first time.
Yeah. So Emily Swallow, of course, is the armor. Also part of yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
also part of the Rebel Scum Con crew. I did get to meet briefly at WonderCon.
Okay, yeah. Oh, just this past like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And again, like very friendly. Such like kind of like dry delivery on a lot of humor, but in like
I mean, that's kind of like her character too.
It's
armor is pretty dry.
Like her character, but also when you see her social media, a lot of the humor on that is kind of like a that kind of dry delivery, but like, but is a very funny person. with that, and so yeah, getting the I guess the Darksaber crew. I know you had a post with that, like with the Darksaber crew. Back together, and the Mandos. So you have like several Mandos now, right?
Yeah, we got 4.
Yeah, you got 4 because Tate Fletcher's coming back.
Yep.
Oh my god, Tate's such a good dude.
But then we've also got Axe Wove. Simon's coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got. Let's see.
And he's not he doesn't do a lot of shows in the US.
Counts.
Yeah, Maul has a Darksaber.
Technically, Maul also counts. He was
ruler of Mandalore briefly.
Yeah. I mean, he had the Darksaber before Katie did, right? I mean,
he was official, which was why Bo was so mad, because he rightfully challenged Pre Vizsla for rulership and won fairly, or at least according to the rules they were playing by. And Bo broke the law. She's the one who broke Mandalore code.
Oh, and gave it to I always want to say Giancarlo to Moff Gideon. Is that where you're going at? Or are you going?
No, that was after she lost it the second time.
It's when Sabine gave her.
Sabine gave it to her.
Sabine gave it to her.
Oh, when Sabine gave it to her, that's correct.
And at that point, that's why she couldn't just take it back. Like to get it a second time, she had to win it back.
Yeah, she really couldn't just go against that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much shame brought on the family already. Yeah.
It's crazy to think that you have like Sam Witwer there, who took over Mandalore for the Siege of Mandalore, like that whole story arc. Then you've got like Bo-Katan there, who like was played against him in both the Clone Wars and then of course Rebels. With getting the saber back. And then we have the other Mandos that were there for Mandalorian season 2 and 3. And actually season 1 as well. Some of the Mandos.
And technically in Dallas at the same time at the Friday night party is going to be both Anna Graves. So we have the other Kree's sister, and we have Taylor Gray, Ezra from Rebels. So we have there's a lot of people to that arc all in Dallas at the same time.
That's crazy. And that continuing storyline, that's one of like the longer storylines in Star Wars besides like the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
It's really crazy when you think about how much of the Kree's family is in Star Wars. And we really need Filoni to start working on the other Kryze/Kenobi character that's been sitting in Star Wars.
I know he was going to bring up Corky.
I mean, come on, Dave. Like, we know that's another one. We know Corky can't be anyone else. There's no other Kryze siblings that we are aware of. None that have been mentioned, hinted at, winked at, nothing. And Bo doesn't have any kids.
Why are you yelling?
I'm not
He's
yelling.
very excited about this idea.
He is always excited.
I'm yelling
about
at Dave
Corky.
for holding out on me for decades with answers that he has. Give me the answers, Dave. Tell me.
You heard Sam. He doesn't give the answers. He's like, this isn't Maul's show. This is like he waited. It took Sam 10 years to find out what he meant by this isn't Maul's show.
I mean, even Dave teasing to Katie about, like, you know, maybe someday, but like how many years of her, like, you know, entrance into the Clone Wars was it until like she got to show up in Mando?
Yeah,
Almost.
I heard
Dave plays the long game.
He does play the long game. He learned that from George.
Yeah. I heard Katie in an interview say that she admitted to it, not once putting on, because they're talking about the armor and the costume. She admitted to not putting on the armor one time in 2025. And like they're like, wait, does that mean you're not in the movie? They're like, no, the movie wrapped in 24. We're like, yeah.
Well, because last year you had the three Mandos. You had Brendan Wayne, who, if you don't know, you should know, is that Brendan Wayne is like the person in the Mando suit.
Yeah.
When you see Mando,
probably the reason you love him.
When you see Mando, a lot of percent of the time it's going to be Brendan.
Yep.
So like he needs to get the love for that.
Except for the butt kicking. When the butt kicking's happening, then it's Lateef.
Yeah, Lateef. Yeah, and so that, you know, that whole team is awesome. But you had them last year, so now like you've got all of it.
Yeah.
Collect them all, Rebel Scum Con. It helps that you're like toy collectors as well. So it's like you're collecting celebrities now.
It sounds like a tagline. It's like, oh, we're fans putting on a show for fans, but it's 100% true. Like I have an insane autographed action figure collection that I started before we started Rebel Scum Con, but I'm just, cool. Like, who do I really want to meet? And it's like, let's see if they're available. And that's kind of how we do this, because we all want, to meet certain people. I mean, Sam was someone I wanted year one, but he just wasn't available. I'm like, okay, well, he is on the top of my list for year two. I'm like, we have to get Sam, we have to get Matt Wood, and we were able to get both. And
Matt Wood. I forgot to talk about Matt Wood because so first of all, Matt Wood is another person who, after you announced, suddenly was like all over the socials. So Matt Wood, if you don't know, wears several hats. First off, one of the main sound designers for Lucasfilm.
Yep. Skywalker Sound
projects. Basically, kind of like,
and has been
took the reins
while
from Ben Burt. Ben Burt does a lot of like directing and other things now.
Sure.
Editing. Ben Burt does a lot of editing too. But so not only that, but of course, like Matthew was like Bib Fortuna, right?
Yep.
He was Phantom Menace.
Not the body, the voice.
The voice, the body was CGI, but actually Alan Rusko, who is Plo Koon in the Phantom Menace, was the body, but it just didn't. That body suit didn't make it to the
didn't make the cut.
But
he reprised it in Book of Boba Fett too. So
he was in Book of Boba Fett.
He was body and voice for Book of Boba Fett, and Phantom Menace was only voice.
And then, of course, most famously is General Grievous. Like he's the voice of General Grievous, and has been for years now.
The
like
oldest one.
Every time they bring back Grievous, that's Matthew Wood.
Yep, the emphysema asthmatic cyborg.
Yeah,
and Kaiman Jai Shalal, if you know him by his government name.
Is that his name?
Grievous? His original name was Kaiman Jai Shalal. Before he became
presenting your nerd card right there.
The Babopedia. But he's also every single Roger too from Attack.
He's all the droids.
The alien race that he was warring against before he became the droid general is in A New Hope.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in Mos Eisley.
Yep.
Not the Kalish race, the race they were fighting against.
Yeah,
was
the
in
praying
top fight.
mantis looking race. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once we
So
get him
he's
started.
General Grievous. He's all the B1 battle droids. Roger.
Yep.
But then of course, like now, he's a voice in the Fantastic Four. Is he the droid in that?
Yes.
In the new
Yeah,
Fantastic
Herbie.
Four movie coming out?
Yep.
Tucky, did you
Herbie.
have any
Herbie.
background on that either? I know you got a little juice with Sam,
They didn't tell me about that.
Yeah.
That but they also kind of led me down the wrong road with Sam. Like they let me
Right.
they're like, he's the son. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be a big announcement. And I'm like, they didn't say no. And then afterwards, I'm thinking like after the mall thing, I'm like, they didn't say yes either. But yeah, no, had no idea it was gonna be Herbie.
Yeah, so that's 3, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
went Sam, Katie. I mean, she got into some new stuff too, and then
Can we talk
Matt.
Can we talk about people that play robots or droids in certain media, and then they just happen to keep doing it? Like, can we talk about Alan Tudyk, and now it's Superman? It's
playing
like
K2SO in
man.
Star Wars, and then he's
Yeah.
playing K4SO in Superman.
yeah, right.
But he was the robot for iRobot. He's like,
Sure.
he's played so many robots. I got to talk to Alan Tudyk a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
I was at the premiere for season 4 of Resident Alien, and I got to go with my fiance, and so there was the after party, and we talked to him for a few minutes. We talked to him about chicken noises.
Oh yes, I saw your video. It was great.
So my fiance and me were connecting over making chicken noises. We did talk to him about Andor, and like he was like, "Oh man, it's just so good."
It was so good.
Yeah.
K2SO was worth the wait, and having experienced KX security droids in Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, I am very satisfied to see Tony did his homework and got to show why KX series droids were effective and used in the Empire, despite battle droids being illegal.
Yeah.
But security droids aren't technically armed, so that's why
they're gonna catch these arms, though.
Boy, were they effective! Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
there was. I was not expecting to hear crunching.
Yeah,
I was not expecting to hear crunching in my Andor season 2, but those droids were.
That scene was brutal.
Were awesome.
Well, sorry. Go ahead.
We're gonna go. Well, I'm going to sneak and go see. Well, we're all gonna be there, but. Saturday, I'm going to go see Alan and finally get to talk to him for the first time because I didn't get a chance to at Celebration because he either had a long line or he was gone.
It's too much to do that there. Like I thankfully we got a few minutes with him at this premiere, but like he's such a nice person. Yeah,
that's what I've heard, and it's he was someone that we were hoping to get for year 2 because we were trying to get him towards the end of year 1. As a late kind of person, but he was on the Fan Expo circuit that year, so he was at every Fan Expo. So it was it was almost impossible to try to get him. And on top of that, it's like, but he's everywhere. We having him at the show, it's not really going to be anything special if you can see him anywhere each weekend. And we were hoping to get him this year. This is way before even we knew K2 was going to be in Andor. But
we knew K2 was going to be in Andor.
Well, I mean, we hoped.
There was no way
we didn't know.
There was no way. No shot.
Well, listen, we were looking at booking Alan before an Andor season 2 was announced. To put it that way. But sorry, you were going somewhere else. I'm sorry.
No. I'm talking about some of the other people that you have going because I could nerd out with y'all for hours.
Yes,
that's why I brought you on anyway. But so as you can see behind me, over here. As you can see behind me, I'm the older generation. I grew up with A New Hope. I grew up with the original trilogy. Yes.
I don't know if I believe you because the older generation doesn't call it A New Hope.
Well, I have to say that for the kids.
That's false. I call it that now.
Being a Star Wars content creator the last several years, I have to say A New Hope, otherwise people will not know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But
because it's the colon, Star Wars : the next thing.
So of course you have I'm always interested in the behind the scenes, the documentaries on how things were made and all the people at ILM, how a lightsaber was made, how the the people who made the models, because like everything's iconic from that, you know, and you have those people coming. You have the people who made the things of everything that we hold dear coming there.
Props,
I'm excited about all of them, but
models,
yeah,
paintings,
Yeah.
and original toys too, because there's also
Kenner,
on the Kenner side as well.
And I have a whole like big Kenner collection, so I'm sure some of you have much of that as well.
What's your favorite original Kenner figure?
Oh my god, I'm
If
literally
you had to pick any one, what's your favorite?
That's on the spot, Bobs.
Yeah,
could be like 4 different answers.
It's
well,
easy
okay.
For me.
Growing up for me, it was Jedi Luke, because you know, like Return of the Jedi came out when I was 4, so I had the Jedi Luke, you know,
with the
cape
brown
and the
brown
saber.
cape.
Yeah. I have a couple of those now,
Yeah.
but like as a kid, that would have been the figure that I loved, because I always wanted to be Luke, you know.
Yeah.
When I actually had hair, I had blonde hair as a kid, and then it turned brown, and then it went away. But
I'll catch up to you soon enough.
Yeah, but growing up, that was kind of the thing for me. So that nostalgia is Jedi Luke, but modern times it's hard to say. Yeah.
If I had to, it would be the Scout Trooper. That was, I mean, because I also grew up in that Return of the Jedi era. That was like my first movie during my lifetime.
And the speeder bikes that they had, the toy speeder bikes,
like, with those exploding.
Awesome too. Yeah. Pain in the butt to put back together constantly.
They never went back together. You had to hold two things and hold.
Yeah.
I was actually able to grab one of these.
Oh,
recently.
Nice.
I love that Hasbro, because Hasbro's been doing a 4-inch line for the kids the past couple of years now. And they recently did a new exploding speeder bike for this 4-inch line, and it's got these clear wheels on the bottom, so it looks like it kind of hovers too. It's really awesome. It's a super, super underrated toy line, and I think it's underrated simply because it doesn't have vintage collection printed on the card back, and that it's not the figures aren't fully articulated. They're more than 5 POA for the most part, but they're not fully articulated. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that reminds me, because I saw you posting on the socials. So of course, like probably one of the most iconic ships besides the Millennium Falcon would be the Ghost, right? Like the Ghost, the freaking Ghost.
Who let Chopper drive the Ghost?
Is I would say it's probably like one of the, I'll say right now, second most well-known ships. You know, Falcon and then the Ghost, but like HasLab coming out with like that freaking gorgeous looking.
Oh, it's like
was that?
Oh yeah, Bobby's got it.
Right
there. It is.
Yeah. But did I see that on the socials that you're doing? Is it a giveaway?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me about that for a moment?
Yes. So basically, it's for VIP members coming to Rebel Scum Con. So if you have a VIP ticket or are planning to buy a VIP ticket, you will be entered into a free giveaway for a HasLab Ghost to be given away live in person at the event.
Yeah.
So we will be announcing the name right then and there. Whoever is the lucky VIP member to win it
has to take this boat anchor home with them.
Yep, and then you get to take it home with you as well as part of the free giveaway aspect of getting the wonderful Ghost. But there's a bit of a catch to it. Not a bad catch, mind you.
Oh.
If we sell out of our VIP passes, which we're close, like really, really close.
Really close.
Honestly, I can't believe there's still any left at this point.
There won't be after this.
If we sell out of our VIP passes by end of June this month, we will be giving away 2 instead, not 1.
Oh,
like I said, it's a good catch.
That's terrible news.
Right.
I mean,
if double your chances.
Well,
right.
So, it's terrible news for me.
Math, but up your
actually,
chances.
it could double your chances if you're a household going, because buying 1 VIP pass doesn't, get your whole family unless you have, kids 12 and under attending with you. Because if you have kids at 12 and under attending with you, well, they get to go with an attending parent or guardian. And but yeah, if you're a household and a partner couple or whatever, or a couple of really good friends, and you both get a VIP pass, that's 2 chances
times 2
for the household.
Having been to events with like a regular pass, and then having been to like cons with like a VIP pass, I'm telling you, like VIP passes for me are the way to go. Like I love convenience, and if I have to pay a few more bucks for convenience and perks.
That's the other thing. There is perks aside from possibly winning a ghost. We are doing more than just that. You get to skip the lines when you're seeing your special autograph guests versus regular line.
That is so
you get preferred treatment on that. I believe it's the same for photo ops. Yes.
Yes, same for photo ops, and it'll be the same for panels as well. And here's a little thing that non-VIPs won't like. There's more VIP tickets, passes available than there's chairs in the panel room
on paper, and that was just due to the limitations of how many chairs we could physically put in the panel room and still be within safety for everybody and everybody in there to be able to hear properly, see properly, and enjoy the panels and the content coming. Because aside from the Sack-Off show, which will be taped at some point over the weekend, there is also all the other celebrity panels, including panels with Sam Witwer
and Matt Wood and all the Mandalorians together on a panel, not the Sack-Off show.
But also, we might be hearing from our non-actor and actress celebrity guests as well. There will be some behind-the-scenes type panels where you're going to get to hear some really cool stories that maybe we also didn't get to see on series such as Light and Magic on Disney Plus. If you haven't watched it, you totally should.
It's good,
It's really, really amazing.
It's so good.
My good friend Kentucky nagged me for weeks to start watching it, and then I finally did, and I love it.
I'm forced. See, I had to force Andor on Josh because he just was so anti-Andor, so anti just the Cassian Andor character. He didn't like him in Rogue One, so he was just like anti the series. He didn't even give it a chance. And but Light and Magic was the next thing, because like I was late to Light and Magic, and I got a call from one of the agents that we booked a lot of our talent from this year, and he goes, "Hey, I think I might have like a legend." And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. He's like, he's only going to do like one show a year. And I'm trying to convince him to, no, it wasn't like he might be a legend. He might have access to a legend.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, he's only going to do one show a year. He's like, I want him to do your show this year. And he's like, and then the show in Germany next year would be my goal. Would you be interested in Lauren Peterson? I go, yes. I go, yes. Yeah, don't even, whatever it takes. Let's just do it. Let's get it going. I want to meet him. And then it was right around the same time I started watching Light and Magic, and I was like, oh no, I have to meet him. I'm like, and not only do I have to meet him, I want everyone else to be able to too. And the first thing he mentioned to his agent when he was talking about doing, like coming back and doing shows for the first time since, I don't know, like Celebration 2, he was like, I want to do a lot of panels. I just want to talk about Star Wars all the time. And I'm like, I just want you to talk about Star Wars. So I think we can make this happen.
Yeah.
So come on out.
I love those documentaries. Yeah, just hearing how everything is. And you haven't announced what the panels are yet. So those are going to be some like
very soon.
Stay tuned for socials for like to see what the panels are going to be, because last year's were so fun. Like the last year's panels were so good, and like your lineup this year is stacked, and can't wait to see some of the pairings. So I know some of these people have like history and friendships going on, and so I think that'll make for some interesting. And
that's why we haven't actually posted the panel schedule yet. For those of you wondering,
we're
almost just this close done.
Yeah.
This close to greatness, to finishing up our guest list right now. That is not a hint,
I like
by the
that.
way. That is
I like
not me being
cheeky.
that's not a hint. But we are this close to posting the rest of our guest roster, and once that is done, that's when we'll have like basically finished our panel schedule, because that's part of what hinges on, or what the panel schedule hinges on anyway, is
we've got at the very minimum
those guest announcements, so that, because if I say, hey, we're doing this panel on this day with so-and-so before we announce so-and-so, you know, you're going to go, oh, well, y'all already, now we know they're coming, and we haven't even had the chance to say, hey, they're coming, be excited.
Right. It was a situation we're in where with photo ops too, going on sale, like immediately upon announcing a guest. And it was like, man, I've already got my Katie, but you know, we were waiting on putting the group ops out until we had all, you know, Tate, because Tate was the last one that we announced of the 4 Mandalorians.
Yep.
So people were like, well, I want to get all of them, but you know, there's only solos available. So a bunch of people took their Katie and moved it on to like the all 4, like the Return to Mandalore one. And that's kind of the same reason why panels haven't been announced yet. And we have at least one more guest to announce at minimum. And that one will affect some of the panels. So that's part of the reason why the panel schedule is not yet either.
Will 100% affect some of the panels. Yes.
And for those of you out there, I don't even know who it is. So
no. We didn't even. We couldn't even give you any free information in the pre-show.
I'm looking to be surprised. I like, you know, I want to be like, oh, holy snaps!
In the best.
I don't want to curse, but like then I'll
it's
stories and be like, whoever it is.
You're going to be surprised in such a good way.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's no one anyone would guess. So like, oh, that person. Like, and it's a unique one because it's someone who hasn't signed before. Like they've
public,
no public signings. Like you could have met him at places like Celebration and stuff here and there, but he's never been at a table for you to come and greet and really get to do your thing with.
We love a good unicorn. That's you know.
There's like a phrase I want to say so bad in regards, but it's such it's such an on the nose dead giveaway.
Yeah, so don't.
So
don't. You beat me to it, like
After we go off live, you can say
you beat me to it.
I just realized if I mouth it, y'all, some of you might
stop
it too.
I'm gonna.
Why did y'all do this to me? Don't put me in this position.
I'm gonna DDoS
you. So
tell you all.
Before we get too far, speaking of the original trilogy, is that so it's a family legacy now. Is that you've got Wedge Antilles?
Yes.
And what's that?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Because we had David last year, and David will be at Bunta this year.
Mm-hmm.
David will.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
But of course, you know, like Wedge Antilles is Obi-Wan's uncle.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard this.
In real life.
Yeah.
In real life.
As Lawson's, you know, and McGregor's, they're family. So like when Ewan got the part, you know, he's talking to his uncle about, you know, being Wedge Antilles, and Wedge is like one of the few survivors that like survives everything.
Yeah.
And then the one thing I will say for Rise of Skywalker is that like I love seeing Wedge again, but like why wasn't he flying a ship?
I know.
Is my only thing there.
Well, he was flying a ship, wasn't he? But
no, he was gunning.
No, he was operating the turret.
Oh, he was turret guns for the Falcon.
He knew his limits. You know, older guy. I'm good. I just want to end
reaction
it on
time's
a good
down.
note.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. He's already kind of survived everything, so why not just take this one? You know, I'm gonna chill for this one.
He was active on the base on Dakar or on the Radis or on Crate at any point.
But at least we saw him like in Rogue One, where we only got the voice.
So Wedge Antilles is in some of the books. For that, like he's in the Aftermath books. So you can kind of get a little backstory. Like that's where Snap Wexley.
Is that where he comes
a kid
up?
In the books, and so and so he's basically like Snap's like stepdad.
Oh, okay.
At that point, so that's where that comes into play, because is going into nerddom is that Snap's mom Nora, I believe it's Nora, was at the Battle of Endor, and so was one of the pilots in that. I think I want to say an A-wing pilot, but I could be wrong. And so like
there was more
that's where
female A-wing pilots than anything else, I think, in Return.
It's been a long time since I've read or even looked at anything after.
I'm just surprised I have that information in my brain right now. Yeah, I read them when they came out, but
it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Oh geez, go me.
Yeah,
my memory is
10 years ago,
I
dude.
can't remember names, but I can remember Star Wars facts.
That's all that matters, I think.
I think so. Yeah, like I don't. If I meet somebody, I won't remember your name, but I could tell you who was.
I can tell you about Glub Shido.
Yeah.
I thought you were setting up. I won't remember your name in real life, but I'll tell you all about Glub Shido and his buddy in Star Wars. Like I remember those names.
Yeah.
And going through some of the, I'm kind of going through some of the guests that you have here. Of course, like Dennis Lawson is who we're talking about for Wedge.
Yeah.
And I mean Wedge is such a beloved character. Like I just went through the X-Wing series books. That are legend, and like
my friend Warren was just reading those.
Yeah,
like the past year and a half, he's been just through them, telling me all about him too.
And so looking at some of the other guests like Alan Rusko, Plo Koon, and I will say, so Plo Koon is surprisingly like such a favorite Jedi by somebody. Obviously Dave Filoni. Huge Plo Koon fan. I also found out like Vanessa Marshall is a huge Plo Koon fan, who of course is Harrison Dula. Plo Koon is I mean he did find Ahsoka for us, so
he did.
I mean there is that.
And we had the little Plo nod from having a Caldor like mask in the in Luthen's shop in Andor. There was a little the little call.
I wonder. Maybe it's a Caldor thing because it is a really cool and unique alien design.
Well, because I don't think Caldors can breathe the same. They can't breathe the same air as us. So I think it's probably fairly common.
It's probably standard. Yeah,
it is. It is. They can't breathe the same air.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know that, but
they also have special eyes. Yeah, or lenses for their eyes because their system has multiple suns, but like way closer to each other. I think than like Tatooine does to relative to its suns, if that makes sense. So their eyes, I think, are more sensitive to light one way or the other.
Yeah. But you've got, you got so many other people here. You've got Watto, which some of the people who did the voices, like Watto is so distinct.
Yeah. And I just met Andy for the first time a couple of weeks ago. He's a riot. Seacombe. Yeah, Andy Seacombe is a riot. He's fun. He sent us an intro video that should be coming out pretty soon, like just introducing himself. And I don't know the schedule. That's Dante's.
I can confirm that. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's. I just can't wait to get to hang with him more. Like it's just a. The voice actors that have these great distinct voice roles, they're fans of what they do. Like there's certain people I would think certain live action actors are kind of whatever on certain parts, but I think the voice actors really love that thing that they're able to do with their voice and whatnot. And I think it kind of, I don't know, I get it from that's what I feel like when I'm kind of meeting them, and they love to throw those voices on. It's when you talk to Dee Bradley or anybody else James Arnold Taylor, they'll click in the voices on occasion. James Arnold Taylor did the other a couple of weeks ago. He was at Fan Expo at a booth, just kind of snuck in kind of thing. And just when I got introduced to him through his agent, he threw an Obi-Wan thing on real quick, and I was like, that's cool. I was like, I didn't even expect that. Thanks.
when we were getting something, my fiance and we were getting something signed from Dee Bradley. He went into some tech from Bad Batch. He signed our thing since when have we ever followed orders?
Yes.
We're standing there going I'm fine.
I know it's too soon.
It's fine. Speaking of Bad Batch, well, by the way, Bad Batch, the last season, so freaking good.
Oh man,
like they stuck the landing on that.
I wanted that last like 3 episodes to go a whole season. Like I wanted more of that. Like I wanted so more.
Yeah.
Of it.
Like I was
Yeah.
wondering where they're going with it, but like they did so well with it. I'm and talking to like D Bradley, like he says like he's just so proud of that show. But then of
He
course
should be.
you've got Omega.
Yeah,
You got Michelle Ang,
yeah.
and have Omega. Like talk about a character where you're like, where is this going? What are we doing with Omega?
From season 1.
Yeah. Like
I still feel like that with Omega though. Like where, especially with post Bad Batch, you know, the chase for her is resolved. We're done with that. It doesn't really make any sense for her to come back up unless there's like a plot to do with a younger Moff Gideon and him, you know, looking into Project Necromancer to revive it for himself, because we know he does. In season 3 of The Mandalorian, they call it out by name.
Yeah.
But also like with Omega, spoilers for the end of Bad Batch.
Well, I mean, yeah,
you've had time.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad if
with
you
Omega like going
you've
off
had
to
time.
join the rebellion.
Mhm.
Like I wonder if they could like do something with like Omega and Hera.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I know there's like Vanessa has teased like that there's something in the future
Like a Tales of the Rebellion would be a cool
Tales
one.
of the Rebellion.
yeah,
let's
something
make it
like
happen.
Tales
that.
of the Rebellion is be perfect.
Would be pretty freaking sweet.
But if I had like a gripe for the Tales series they feel like teasers. I want more.
Yeah.
Like I want like
I know that's why they made them.
It's not
but,
enough.
Like,
yeah, but I'm like I want a little bit more meat.
Yeah.
And I want more episodes. But I mean I'm happy with the way they are, but I'm like I just want more.
I know it's characters that like wouldn't necessarily get their own shows, so I'm really glad
Sure.
we get more of those stories. You know, we see more of Varys. We see like if you've seen Tales of the Underworld that just came out, like the very first episode, with the ending of the Dark Disciple, starting off with that. I mean, that was gut wrenching right off the bat.
Yeah.
But I'm super stoked to have Ventress back, of course. But like,
yeah, and it was good that they actually went and did like, you know, why did we see her in Bad Batch? Like, I mean, we know lore wise she's alive, but like with our eyes, she's not. You know,
it's funny to me, like, you know, because you know, if you're dead in Star Wars, you're not necessarily dead all the time.
Right.
But when it came to the Night
Even
Sisters,
dead,
it's like that's literally their thing is resurrections. That is like that's one of their main things. Like it is no surprise that Ventress is back.
Who would be great in this scene? I don't know, Ventress. Yeah, but she died.
Yeah,
that's
fine. What? Put her in it.
Return.
That sounds like what you basically are having a George Lucas conversation right now.
Yeah. So what? Put her in
I think we should bring Darth Maul back. Really? He died in the Phantom Menace. Nah.
Just give him robot legs.
Yeah, robot legs, spider, you know, hatred or something made him survive.
Why is he skittering around?
If sadness can kill you, hatred can make you come back.
The things
that's been a concept way long before that, though.
Yeah.
Way long before that.
The things that Star Wars fans argue about that George Lucas just wouldn't care about and just never cared about, like the pronunciation of words.
Yeah.
Or names.
I mean, Light and Magic gave a lot of credence to that because we as like, you know, us nerds, we overanalyze so much of everything, and it was just like, I don't know, just, you know, make something like round or something, you know, and it's like, and we have this profound like, you know, hold on what these things are and where they came from and everything, and it was just Joe Johnson there's a stack of plates in the washroom, you know, and that's where the Falcon came from. You know.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm looking through. Oh, so in no, I'm looking through the list of your guests. And that's why that's coming up. First off, like so many people through all.
Dude, you're still at the top, I think.
No, yeah. Well, I know we're not going to get to everybody. Like, you know, that'll take like 2 days
barely
to like
scratch
talk to everybody.
the tip of the iceberg.
But I was kind of going down, and so of course, there's a lot of fans who love like the EU, love Legends and stuff like that, and you have Mara Jade.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what's funny? We were just sealing the deal with her, and then Disney announced the lightsaber, and I was like, they're gonna think we did this because of that. And I'm like,
yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah,
we had no idea on that either. Yeah,
I mean,
all of everything
A lot
that
of
has
good luck
been
this year,
announced
huh?
post
Yeah.
Rebel Scum announcement is just a pure happy coincidence, happy little accident. We don't know anything. You don't ahead of time. I promise.
Sometimes we do. I
Okay,
mean, sometimes
maybe
I do, but I can't tell
I
Bobby all the time
certainly
because
don't.
he's a
I'm not telling
blabbermouth. All
I
right, you're done. Let Nick continue. Go ahead.
well,
Oh yeah.
So some of the other, and these are things that I just find funny, is that so you got Roger Christian who like created the lightsaber,
Mhm.
and then you've got Ross Beedman who was destroyed by that same lightsaber.
Yeah.
as
Photo
the-
op?
Dude, that's
What's
a great comp. I never put those two specifically together.
well,
Oh,
quite
Roger
literally on the
Christian.
website, you have them like back to back.
Well, yeah, it's
Well,
just alphabetically by name.
As it's listed, though. That's why I'm like finding that hilarious.
That's almost like when we announced Rampart and Nalase in the same stream.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah,
funny how
yeah.
that worked out.
Yeah.
Oh, here I have a quick little scoop for you.
Oh yeah.
The email just came in just now. This is one photo I'm going to share. It's probably not going to come out very good because I have a light. Oh no, there it is.
That's the Jawa. Yeah.
That's the Sandcrawler. That is someone made an exact replica of the studio scale Sandcrawler, and that's something that Lorne created. So he's offering to bring it to let it hang out by Lorne at Rebel Scum Con. And I was like, wait, you'll bring it? And he's like, yeah, go bring it, please. That'll be awesome. Like, let's just.
That is so cool.
It's news for Bobby too.
I spent a weekend going out to Death Valley, which is where so of course from the original trilogy they filmed most of Tatooine stuff in Tunisia, but they filmed several shots as well in Death Valley. And like some iconic shots are filmed there, and one of them is the crawler, is like the kind of the shot of the crawler, just kind of in the. And so I went and I matched up all like the different locations to it. So I was like at that location, and it's just across from like another spot, like the artist palette, with some other like great spots there. But like so like being able to like see. Like having known like where they filmed that location, and then now like see that in person would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet, and I lived in LA for 5 years, but I do want to still do that. And I know there's the company, and I can't think of the name off the top of my head, that does the Tunisian tours, and I want to try to get that done.
I want to do a Tunisia
before the ruins are gone, because they're kind of like falling apart.
I want to spend a night in the Lars homestead. I want to do the whole thing.
Yeah. There's a travel agency that does it, and I haven't looked at the price because I don't want to yet. I want to.
Like live it in the dream, right?
Yeah,
right here, live the dream.
Well, I was because they had a booth at Celebration. I'm like, I'm already putting myself in debt. Like I felt like the Tiger King, like when I was in Japan anyway. Like, so it's like, I don't even want to know how much this is here. Let me take care of this thing first.
Okay, let's go through some of the other guys. So this is interesting. Ula, who's the dancer in Return of the Jedi and Jabba's Palace, is first off is the dancer in the original trilogy, and then came back years later to film for the special edition, looked and danced exactly the same. I mean, a dancer's life, but like you would not be able to tell a difference between which was filmed back then versus now if you didn't have to like go back and compare.
And how long was it between? Like at least 20 years, right?
Yeah,
maybe more.
Yeah, probably more.
It was
like 83 versus like 95 or whatever. No,
it was less than 20 years. It was
10 years.
I'm thinking a New Hope.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Don't make me math. I don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, that was the worst thing I could have done.
Jedi came out in 83.
Yeah.
All right, that's my fault.
You're good.
Let's see. Who are
She
some of the other?
also, fun fact,
that?
still works to this day.
What still works?
She still works as a
Femi.
dancer.
Femi is still working.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I'm a different type of dancer, and like
That's
when you're a
actually
dancer,
why.
like you're a dancer.
That's actually
Yeah.
why Femi didn't come to year one. She was originally slated as a year one guest of Rebel Scum Con,
Yeah.
but she ended up having to cancel because she got booked for a dancing gig because she's still actively working currently.
Let's see. Some of the other, like, speaking of Return of the Jedi, you have General Madine,
Yes.
Dermot Crowley.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he brings the toilet scrubber.
I just wanted to bring
Was that a toilet
beard.
scrubber?
No, but that's
was
what
like-
I call it.
I mean,
like
it's
one.
Star Wars. Like they turn anything
could've
into
been.
like a Star Wars.
I call it a toilet scrubber because it looks like one, and he's a filthy rebel.
I mean, I have like one or two Madine Kenner toys.
Yeah.
So some of these people I'm talking about, like I have their Kenner toys.
I have the green hair and the gray hair.
What's that?
Do you have a green hair and a gray hair?
Gray hair. I have to check and see what I have because I've got like a nicer one and then a couple like.
I've been shopping carded vintage for some of our original trilogy guests because that's like I want to try to get them signed. I want to get the card signed on vintage. Yeah, I picked up a General Madine in Japan at a Starcase, which is like a super rad like Japanese Star Wars toy store.
I wonder if Dermot has a Madine figure.
I mean, I would imagine he has one. I don't know if he would have a carded vintage at this point.
Yeah.
But I bet. I mean, because the loose vintage stuff is still so easy to come by. There's so much of it out there. The carded, I would doubt. I just hope he brings his beard with him, like that felt beard that they put on him, just because.
I don't know what
George
Lucas or.
Well, you know the
Ralphie
story
Quan
behind that,
thing.
right?
Yeah. What's that?
You know the story behind that, right? Kenner had already started making the action figure with a beard. And he didn't have a beard when he showed up to film. So they're like, we did continuity with the toys. So, yeah.
That's the whole reason for giving Madine a beard?
That's why he had a beard, yeah.
Because it is a piece of work.
Yeah. It looks like felt. It looks like it's part of a costume. But
that's probably why the beard on the toy looks more natural to the toy than the beard on the actor.
Than a photo on the card back. Another cool General Madine fact is they weren't sure. This story we got from Simon J. Williamson that they weren't sure how Akbar was going to look on camera in Return of the Jedi. Yeah. So they filmed every scene that they filmed with Akbar on Home One. They filmed it with Madine as well, with Dermot. So that if it didn't work out, we already have it. We can go. We got it. We can do it with this. So you'll see photos that he'll have to sign and stuff with him sitting in the chair with the PVC pipe, like control panel and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, so you've got a couple Kaminoans.
A couple, yeah. We've got we've got I'm not sure if she's ever done an appearance. She's never done an appearance as the voice from Nala Se because she hasn't done an appearance in years.
Yeah, it's been a very long time since she's done a con.
She's been very active in video games and other voice work, but since she stopped doing cons and did Nala Se in the Bad Batch, there's been no overlap. So this will be like her first
time to see Omega and Nala Se together.
Like Gwendolyn's done a ton of voices in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's always interesting to me is like the voice actors who like do multiple things. You know, like even just Matthew Wood like doing a bunch of different voices. Like how you don't even know and they just show up as everything.
Matt and Sam's little bios on the website are kind of funny because if you look, there's like this huge gap between their photo and the next photo below because it's just listing all of their credits in Star Wars, and then like the people they're next to, it's like Bo-Katan, Clone Wars, and The Mandalorian, and then it's Sam. Blah, 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 blah.
They're not so little bios.
I met both Sam and Matt like briefly, like super brief, at the same time, because they were sitting next to each other, because they're friends. They're sitting next to each other for the Obi-Wan Kenobi premiere that happened at Celebration.
Oh,
and I happened to be like kind of across the aisle from them. So like, afterwards everybody's like trying to get photos from them. But yeah, so like they go way back and meeting them together. So it'll be cool to see them together at Rebel Scum.
No. We were told by David Ankrum, who voiced Wedge Antilles in A New Hope and Rogue One, that Sam was very integral in getting him brought back to fix continuity in Rogue One with Wedge. So he's playing Wedge on the loudspeaker in Rogue One when they're scrambling to leave. So to like tell the story of why Wedge wasn't there at Scarif and why, so he survived to be at the Battle of Yavin and to see the Death Star for the first time. So they had to make it so that it was new to him. Like, look at the size of that thing. Like it'd be not relevant if he had just seen the Death Star in Scarif, yesterday or 2 weeks ago in Star Wars time.
Good old Sam being our continuity nerd.
Yeah. He was like, hold on, guys, I'll fix this.
So, I mean, you may hear this at Rebel Scum.
Exactly how it went, too.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, that's what happened with when he was doing Rebels. Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Clone Wars. Basically, like his hand up, like to Dave. It's like, Padme met Anakin's mom.
Yeah. They had a whole breakfast and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ahmed Best was there with a thing stuck on his head. Like they.
And Dave was just kind of like, oh, son of a.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
It's like, who hired this guy?
Is that real?
Yeah.
Because we've been talking for a while, but something I wanted to announce is going back to VIP passes and 3-day passes is because you're going to want to get them before they sell out, and I definitely recommend going after those VIP passes for those that are they're wondering out there, because that's what I would do. Is that if you want
also they're pretty close to selling out too. So
exactly. Get them now in the next 10 minutes, or else I'll know. Is that you can get a discount on them, and I've got a little discount code. I know I love having a fancy discount code. It's
we
easy
have a
to remember.
Discount code for just you. This isn't RSC 10 or anything like that.
No.
It's a special one that was just created, so that y'all out there get your first chance at this. It is Fulcrum 10. Easy to remember.
Fulcrum 10.
Yeah, for 10% off. Yeah,
and you're
Fulcrum
here,
10.
So you know how to spell Fulcrum.
Easy to remember. That's if you know Star Wars, you know Fulcrum.
Yes,
Fulcrum 10. So that's for VIP and 3-day, but get those VIPs because they're going fast. And plus, who likes lines? Nobody likes lines.
No,
I don't like lines.
I don't like.
Get the VIP.
And if you have the FOMO of you had a 3-day and then you started seeing the guest list, expand, and you're like, I kind of wish I had the VIP. And then you heard about the ghost thing, and like, oh, now I kind of really want it. And you get the free food. There's a $25 gift card for Uncle Julio's, and there's a bunch of other stuff.
Every VIP.
Yeah, for every VIP. Yeah,
that's per VIP ticket.
So
you're able to households.
You're able to upgrade if you want. Just message the page, and we can get you upgraded to VIP while they exist. And then,
just having watched your list, so when you first were announcing guests, right? Like, and then you finally announced like Sam Witwer. I'm like, okay, that's the big one. That's what events do.
That's what we were getting. One.
And so I was kind of like, oh, this is gonna be great. Like it's a bigger list than last year. That's awesome. And then you kept going.
Wait, there's more.
And then Katie, and then Emily, and Matthew Wood, and it's like the list kept going. I was like, oh my god.
And
I'm glad I'm going because I would have major FOMO if I didn't go this year.
These are short sleeves, but I may have a couple more tricks up them.
And it's not even over. Yeah.
No.
And again, to those
it almost
there,
is though, but yes.
I don't even know what's left on the list. Not that
we have at least one more to announce, but there's definitely I have a couple tricks up my sleeve, and I keep there's a lot of people that we worked with last year, and like they're like, oh hey, I just signed this person, can I get him in? And I'm like, because I'm so bad with saying no. Like I want everyone there, but then it comes down to like, well, the hotel's only this big. I'm like, where are we gonna put the people? Where are we?
Not even that. We're trying to do this every year.
Yeah, exactly. There's the other thing. We're
after.
literally not saving anything for next year, and that's going to be our motto pretty much every year. So like everything we can do, we want to do in that weekend.
And so, of course, because there's still more to announce. If you don't get your VIP passes right now, I'm going to sell this for you. If you don't get your VIP passes right now, Fulcrum 10, they're going to be gone. They will be gone. And if you're like me, you hate lines. But if they're gone, then 3-day passes, you still get all the stuff as well. But,
and not only is there a discount on the current pricing if you use Fulcrum 10 right now, but current pricing goes up August 1st and the week of RSC.
Yeah.
So
July
at the door,
30th, July
prices will be higher despite the discount. So there's the current price.
Yeah, it'll basically be
right
the
now,
door price. It'll kick in August 1st just to kind of
Yep.
make it so that any of the sales that happen from August on, it'll be that that door price. Which is
so with Fulcrum 10, you're actually getting 10% off of
the already
preferred
discounted
pricing,
Yeah.
not even 10% off of the door pricing, because the door pricing is higher.
Yes.
And like what's great about just for those that are wondering about the event itself, is that like it is an event, because there's some events you go to, like you go to the thing and then once the doors close for like that's it, and everybody just kind of goes back to the thing. This is an event where people want to hang out. Like afterwards, like people want to hang out and they want to make friends. So if you don't know that many people, like this is a place where you'll make friends. I got to make several friends last year.
So many new friends.
And like it's people I still like chat with and like I became internet friends with as well. Like and it's great. It's like people want to hang out now. There's some of the celebrity people that want to karaoke.
That was part of the deal when they were making contracts. I don't want to out Emily, but
we're not going to out anybody.
No, we're not going to out her. But her agent was like, "Oh, by the way, I heard about Emily heard about the karaoke like after party, like she wants to partake in it." And I was like, "Yeah, she can absolutely. Every one of the guests are able to." She's like, she's not going to like be like signing autographs and doing photos and stuff. I go, no. That's for the guests of that.
Yeah.
But she can 100% come and partake in karaoke. She's like, oh, okay, cool, perfect. That's exactly what she wants to do. I'm like, yes,
great.
So
this is definitely an event, and this is again like we teased this last year that like a lot of the guests also like to just kind of hang out and chill. And it's not like you're gonna again like you get to sometimes like hang out, talk to people. I mean, like don't hound them, of course, but like there's time for autographs and stuff like that. But like these are people that just like to hang out and talk and have a drink and that's one of the cool things about the event that you don't get most places. Is again like everybody's just we're just here having a good time.
Yeah. And I think that's something you lose when you're at these bigger, like these huge, like 100,000 person convention centers and stuff, where it's like you only see the guests at that table, and they're whisked away, and you never see them again. They like vanish into the ethos.
In between you and a sea of people too.
Yeah, and it's Ahmed was walking around the con like a bunch of times. People got to hang and walk with him and talk with him and shop at vendors. Brendan Wayne and like, I don't know, a dozen of the Rebel Scum guests like went with a few of the attendees, and they all went to Andretti's and like rode go-karts all night one night after the con. Like it was, I think everyone who actually went to the bar got to have a drink with Ross Sandbridge, Snoke. He was he became everyone's best friend at the show, which is great because he's a great guy.
And if you're wondering, it was last year was definitely very family friendly. If you're wondering about that, because not every environment do you want to bring like kids to necessarily, but I mean, it was very family friendly, and kids were like having the time of their lives, and a lot of the celebrity guests were definitely like giving kids a lot of attention, which was awesome.
Well, I mean, Brendan Wayne came with his daughter. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it was, they had already known like how the event was going to be. So he's like, I want to bring my daughter with me. Like, sure,
Right.
perfect, yeah,
go for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be just as fine and fun for her, especially for a teenager, getting to go to a convention. Like even if it's not the convention you might be into, just getting to go, like you're going to have fun.
Yeah, and we had we had Grant and we had Evan. So we had some of the child actors last year too. So it was a fun thing. And Brendan's daughter had her little pink paint pen, and she was drawing flowers and stuff on Dad DeLorean's photos and
mustaches and glasses and things.
Yeah, it's fun.
So to kind of like tie things up here. So we've got VIP passes and 3-day passes. If you want the 10% off, Fulcrum 10, but there is a limit, especially on the VIPs right now. So like those are the ones that will go really fast.
Mm-hmm.
We've got HasLab, of course, with the Ghost giveaway for the VIP at the event. We have, of course, like there's at least one more announcement, and of course, panels coming up. So go look at Rebel Scum Con official. What's
Rebel Scum conventions.com.
and then on the socials.
Rebel Scum Con.
Rebel Scum Con official or Rebel Scum Con. If you type in Rebel Scum Con, we're the first thing that comes up anyway. So it varies by channel, but yeah.
So if you follow them on because you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, and you can look for the announcements on there.
Facebook,
I see the comments.
The
Get your VIP soon. Yeah, thanks, Nemo. We got people.
Nemo's warning you.
But yeah, I mean, my big thing just to all of you out there is that being a Star Wars content creator, like if I want to promote something or do something, like I want to believe in it, I guess you could say. Like know that like what you're talking about is actually like, oh good, Nemo's putting some things in the comment.
Oh yeah, there he goes.
But it's that like things that I believe in or things that I think are good quality or stuff like that. And like last year, because I got invited to attend and like a first year event, I'm like, okay, this sounds pretty cool. And talking to Bobby and everything, like everybody's like super nice and this is awesome, this is great, and then showing up and like having such a good time. And I know like all the other people that I talked to there and that I met, and like everybody had a great time and looking forward to coming back. I know some of the vendors I also made friends with there, and they're looking forward to coming back. But it was such a good experience that like I was stoked that like my schedule's always like iffy on whether I book other gigs, but like when I knew that I could come to Rebel Scum Con, I was so stoked. And this is before you announced like 50 other people.
I was not gonna let up either, because I remember reaching out to you and saying, hey, are you still coming out this year? And you being like, yes, because it had been, we weren't sure up until that point. And I knew you weren't sure when I had asked you earlier on about possibly being able to come and spend the weekend with us again. And I'm really glad that you're not going to miss out on this year.
Oh, me
especially
too. Like,
as much fun as we had last year, because we had a lot of fun together last year. And
it's definitely an event I wanna try to be sure to get to every year if I can. For me, it's dance gigs that vary, but like the fact that like it's a perfect weekend for me this year, and I'm so stoked to be back and like hang out with all of you. But like,
also that's our goal. That's our goal, is to try to have people just trust us that we're going to deliver, because we're going to do our best to deliver. Like you don't have to wait until July to make your plans to come in August. Like we would like to earn everyone's trust that, hey, it's going to be a great show, like, you could go ahead and, kind of like commit early, and we can get you the best opportunity, and that we're going to go out there and put together the best show for you. And with no looking for next year, we're putting all bells and whistles this year, every year. And then we have to, and then September hits and we start putting together all the bells and whistles for the next year.
And a lot of the people that you invited for last year, like some different like content creators, like Gabe's Empire, and like other people, like everybody's coming back. And I know, like, as far as like content creators, you've got Carly King.
Carly's gonna come this year.
Carly's such a nice human, and like super geek, super nerd, nice human. And so like Carly will be there. And Luke, who just rebranded from Luke's Lightsabers,
Luke's Outpost.
Yeah, Luke's Outpost. He just rebranded. He's going to be coming out this year, and Will of the Force. Along with Nilda, who was here last year. So we have a lot of our friends that came year one, like you, Nick, and then it's kind of like the word of mouth between the content creators are like, well, you really missed out. You didn't come last year, so
the FOMO is real.
Gabriel from Gabe's Replicas.
Yeah, and Gabe again, so nice. And like that was the first time I really got to hang out with Gabe for a longer period. Like I knew Gabe, but like getting to hang out was super awesome. Yeah. And,
it was good to actually see both of you guys in Japan. I got to hang with you and Gabe for a little bit.
It's like,
so it was fun.
It's like so many people were saying on year one. So many of you guys specifically were saying on year one. It was like Star Wars fan summer camp.
Yeah.
And I'm very much looking forward to like doing the same thing all over again.
You got people in the comments saying marketing team killed it this year and that it was a blast last year. Yeah. You got the shout outs in the comments as well.
Nice.
Dante, like you killed it, by the way. Yeah.
Nah, the one thing I always say is that my job is just to make what these guys do in the background look really cool, and they make my job a heck of a lot easier because I have fun doing it. So it's all a team effort. It takes a village, for all of it. And shout out to Kentucky, Bobby, Josh, and behind the scenes people. It's I literally couldn't do without couldn't do what I do without them. So I'm
trying to make his job easier, and I'll continue to do that. I'll just
we actually truly have behind the scenes people, though. I mean, because
you're not anymore. I'm here now. Kentucky's here now. You should be just Bobby, actually.
Yeah, but you're still in the chair, Dante. Like you're still the guy in the chair. You're in the chair right now. Headset on.
Like we're gonna start putting a curtain in front of him.
Right. Maybe if you had your camera off. All right.
Right.
We'll give you one of
Kentucky's, I'm really not
Kentucky's helmets to wear on the lives.
I mean, we all do behind the scenes work, though.
Yeah. The stuff that no one else sees. That's what I mean by behind the scenes.
I know.
Except me, obviously.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see you all in person and get to hang out. And I know you'll be working, but at the same time, like you took time to hang out as well. So that must have been a lot of juggling last year. But I'm sure you'll try to manage that again this year as much as you can.
That's a big word to describe like energy drinks. Lots of them.
Hey, we were really lucky to have Celsius want to come and hang out with us on year one. I was so happy to have him out too.
Yeah, we lived off of that.
I still do.
Don't worry, the rest of you can actually get some sleep. You're not running the event.
What?
Well, I don't know if you'll want to because everybody's going to be hanging out late.
We have these official parties on Friday night and Saturday night. The Friday night.
Let's move the parties to Monday and Tuesday night and like sleep Friday and Saturday night.
Oh wait,
and then we get to hang out for longer.
We never mentioned the Saturday night party. It's not officially out there yet, but Saturday night we're gonna hang out at Dave and Buster's all night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. So when the con ends, we're gonna hang out at Dave and Buster's all night. So So we're going to invite our staff and volunteers over there, and we're going to take care of them to have like a kind of pre-ending of Rebel Scum Con party, but still have one more day to do like for them. And all the attendees are welcome to come over, and we'll have all of the specifics on that within the next couple of days. But Dave and Buster's is going to offer like a discount for people if they want food, and there's going to be all. You're going to probably maybe see some of the same kind of people you would run into in the hotel lobby. Some of the guests and stuff.
What if
and I mean, that's already after like the karaoke night before.
Yeah.
What if they're worried they have to go very far for that Kentucky? I mean,
no, not very far at all.
Super far away from the venue, right? Like miles away. It's definitely not within walking distance of the venue.
Well, I'm from Southern California. I don't know if you underestimate how much I don't want to walk.
Yeah, no. You know what? The Ubers won't care. They'll take you literally across the street to the mall where Dave and Buster's is at.
Yeah.
I can do it
it's within a mile.
So and there's also the hotel shuttle, but I mean, just imagine the line for that shuttle.
And most likely people will just be like walking over together anyway. So.
Yeah, you got a better chance of getting an autograph from Hayden Christensen at Celebration in Japan than you do to get on that shuttle to go across the street.
Well, because like you might get that meet and greet, or you might get to play skee ball with Darth Maul or whoever. Who knows who feels like playing skee ball that night with us? We don't know.
Hey,
but it's possible.
Yeah,
you
don't know until you show up.
I want a team skee ball match of Team Bad Batch versus Team Clone Wars / Rebels.
So Michelle and No Shirt and Gwendolyn on one team, and then Matt and Sam on another team.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe Katie will come hang out.
Yeah,
people will be placing bets on the back end. Just and then
we'll have Filoni secretly come in, coaching both teams. Like, hey, I want you guys are going to do this, and you're going to win. Okay, you're going to win.
Dave Filoni is not officially attending Rebel Scum Con. Make a disclaimer.
Dave Filoni.
No. Filoni doesn't do.
But he is welcome to come if he wants to.
I saw someone say
these are all the people that Filoni's worked with, though.
Yeah.
He's not invited if he wanted to.
If he wants to show up, if he's done with the focus season,
open invite if he ever sees it, right? Shoot a shoot, right?
Might as well just hey Filoni, if you're listening. If you're invited,
just in case
you could be a special guest,
Yeah. If you're done with Ahsoka in time, you can come out.
Why not? Just come hang out.
Yeah. If you want to come out, we'll take you out to Cavender's. Get you a new Stetson.
Bring
Get Wolf. Get Trapper Wolf a new hat.
No problem. Yep. You're invited, Dave.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for coming and geeking out with me. Like that's really just what I want. I just want to be able to come out and geek with you.
Thank you for inviting
with you.
Yeah,
and getting to talk to you. And again, for all of you out there in the chat, Fulcrum 10 for the discounts for VIP and 3-day passes. But just come out to Rebel Scum Con. It's super fun. If you're unsure, now you're sure because we said so. And that's how it is. I'm going to do a Jedi mind. You want to come to Rebel Scum Con.
Do or do not.
You will. Yes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And for the rest of you, look for some new Rebel Scum Con announcements coming up shortly.